Congratulations, thank you, and welcome. Thank yourself and congratulate yourself for taking the next step on your wellness path or your journey towards true health. You already know me by now, Dr. Ryan Livingston here, and you've probably heard my story. But tonight's not about me. Tonight is about you and what we're going to be doing in the complete wellness evaluation and how my promise, my expectations and hopes are that I'm able to help you as well. That once we sit down and have our one-on-one and really go through your health history, that we're able to figure out if we can help you and accept you as a client or a practice member and build out a program for you. So please make sure that you take the time to fill out the paperwork in its entirety. Really take the time to truly imagine yourself 3 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years. What are your health goals? Will you be able to achieve them if you currently stay in this specific state where you're suffering? And many of you are suffering from different things. But at the root of it all is a broken system. My expectation is to go through some information with you guys and help reveal why we're stuck in this system. And for those of you that know my story, you know that I grew up a sick and suffering child. I was on allergy medications, allergy shots, asthma medications. I had tubes in my ears. I was sick all the time with infections. And I had a liver issue. And I was just getting drugged and drugged and drugged. And it was never getting any better. And there was a lot of suffering. But as I look back, I really think about the suffering that my parents went through. Many of you are parents out there as well. And keep in mind your parents. If they're not healthy, we're going to have to take care of them as well. So it's imperative that we keep our family involved in this journey and process, and especially your spouse, because they're going to be able to support you and hopefully they take the journey with you. But we need each other to support each other. So let's dive into this information. As you see the slide in the background, it's very invigorating. It's on a vacation, walking, right? You're enjoying your time with your family. You're enjoying your time with your spouse or your significant other. And the only way we do that is if we have what? Health, right? Not just getting out of pain, but being able to function optimally, right? And these exams, this wellness evaluation that we're going to be doing shortly is mainly for two types of people. There's mostly two types of people that I end up being able to help. And the first person is that person, and we'll think of it like Superman or Superwoman. It's the person that doesn't necessarily have a lot of health issues. They're not necessarily taking medications, but they know they're not functioning optimally. They know that if they don't take the time now to change their direction, change their priorities with their health, that they're going to go down this bad path, right? And that's what I want you guys to start thinking about. The second type of person is the person who I always say like super mom or super dad, right? You've got some sicknesses, you've got some illnesses, you're also suffering. Maybe you're on a couple medications or even a lot of medications. By this point in time, most of our practice members have been passed around from doctor to doctor, just like I was. So I know the pain of that. And you're not really getting answers. You're getting diagnoses or labels, and sometimes they're not all the same one, and it's confusing, and it's spending a lot of time and energy that you wish you could get back. But that second type of person is the person who knows that they've got something that they've got to make a change. And maybe they don't want to be a super biohacker, run elite level marathons. They're not trying out for the NFL, National Football League anytime soon. They're not a super athlete. But you still want to have a good quality of life. Why? You still need to be able to be active and fit and healthy, because you're going to need to be able to play with your grandkids. You're going to be able to need to keep up with your spouse so that you can actually live like those people on the first slide. When you're taking a vacation or you're traveling or you're crossing off things on your bucket list, you're not just flying to Brazil or to Disneyland or to your favorite destination and sitting there stuck on dialysis, right? Because we've had practice members like that before. That's not a way to travel, not a way to live life. So we got to decide which of the category of person are you, right? So no matter what path you're on, we got to understand the root cause of issues. This slide up here is from Medicare, and the slide says care that seeks to prevent disease, promote health, and prolong and enhance the quality of life is not deemed medically necessary. Taking a step back, how do we all get into this same place? How do we all get into this healthcare crisis or health crisis? It's because we've been too reliant on insurance, expecting that insurance is going to pay for things. But this is directly out of the Medicare guidelines, and it's stating that all this care, any care that prevents disease, which isn't that what we want, promote health, we want that, enhance and prolong your quality of life, we absolutely need that, isn't medically necessary, and therefore it's not going to be covered by insurance. And that is the reality, and that's how all insurances work. They are guided by Medicare. Now, I'm going to be fully transparent with you. This is absolutely not a quick fix. It is not a done for you. It is a done with you, co-labor. The programs we build out are energy intensive, and you've got to put in the work. You've got to put in the effort. This is a very good slide that I like to throw in here because it points out one of the problems of how we got in this situation in the first place. And it's understandable. Late after work, we're stressed, we're fatigued, we don't want to do anything. We just want to have a little bit of energy. Maybe we sit down, watch some TV a little bit, and then you look down and all of a sudden, you're just trying to escape the day-to-day stresses. I understand that. Then we look down and all of a sudden 10 years go by and now we have all this belly fat or this unwanted body image, and then we see a late night infomercial which happened to be conveniently at the exact same times when you're feeling depressed or you're feeling down about yourself, and then this ab cruncher comes on, right? This is a quick fix, but it doesn't work, right? And so I want to kind of ingrain and start to re-educate you and get you to kind of shift your perspective on quick fixes don't work, right? Quick fixes are just these people are banking on your hope, like, well, maybe this will work, and they're taking advantage of that. But that's not how we get results. That's not how you get six-pack abs. That's not how you lose weight, you get fit. It's not something like this, and it's not a quick fix. It takes energy and investment, right? And I'm sure we're all aware of that. The biggest component of our programs is that, just like this slide shows, this isn't going to cut it. This is great for walking the dog, and yes, this is exercise, but this is an exercise for you, right? And typically I get a lot of laughs when I do this presentation in person. The same thing applies here. We've got to help you shift and change your current lifestyle so that we can help you achieve those results that you want to get. Get off of the medications, be active, have that bucket list actually be accomplishable, right? This is a perfect example of someone who's very proactive. You all might be familiar with him, Jack LaLanne. He was an image of health, right? So here we have Jack LaLanne in the middle picture when he was a lot younger. He was the epitome of health. But he kept on that same lifestyle throughout his whole life. And that's why up here on the left, he's probably in his 80s at this point. He still looks very fit and healthy. And as you can see by the picture, he takes care of his health. He invests in his body, his temple, because it's the only one you have. And it's gonna heal if you do the right things. And that's why you need somebody who's helped thousands and thousands of patients over the years dramatically transform their lives, guys. You need to put in the effort, and we're here to help guide you. And then I love this slide because it's a very good mantra. It is, tell me and I may remember, show me and I will remember, involve me in a process and I will understand. I will be competent in that thing. Right? And that's how we get results. That's how our programs are structured. It is very intensive with one-on-ones with a doctor, one-on-ones with your health coach, right? And we're not going to get too detailed into it now. We just want you to understand the framework of what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be able to get to the root cause of the problems so that you can thrive. And here are our 5 pillars. And for our success in all of our programs that you've heard about and that you've seen testimonials about, and you've seen people that are on 6-month programs, or maybe it's a 9-month program, or maybe it's even longer, we've guided them and we've used these same pillars because you can get results. And oftentimes many of you have even tried some of these pillars. You've tried fitness by yourself. You've maybe even tried dieting. And I like to ask the question, do diets fail people, or do people fail diets? And I think the answer is diets fail people, because we've got plenty of practice members over the years who've literally lost hundreds and hundreds of pounds, but they don't have hundreds and hundreds of pounds to lose. So what does that mean? I'm confused, Dr. Ryan. I get it. That means they've lost the weight, gained it, lost it, gained it, lost it, gained it. And this yo-yo dieting, as we all know, is very unhealthy. But the reason we have to include all of these pillars is because they're all absolutely necessary. And let me explain why. The first pillar is detox. And do get out of your mind. Don't think too much about detox. Whatever you've known in the past about detox, a lot of people have a bad connotation. Some people have a good one. But anything bad, get out of your mind, because we're not necessarily talking about fasting for 30 days or anything crazy. We're talking about gentle detoxes, systems and processes to help your liver, your organs flush themselves out. Get rid of some toxins before we start diving into exercise and before we start diving into your hormones, because even if you're trying to lose fat and lose weight, you will do that naturally when your body is healthy. Your body will let go of the fat stores because it doesn't need them. There's a lot of toxins in the fat tissues. All right? And so that's why we need to do a detox first. And we'll walk you and coach you through every step of the way. Don't think it's too much. Promise you we'll be there with you every step of the way. The second main pillar is the nutrition. You have to be willing to make nutritional changes. We're not saying give up your alcohol, although I don't personally drink alcohol, but we're not saying give it up for life. We're not saying give up your juice for life, but we are saying that those things are very bad for you. And so in the beginning, we've got to get rid of those for a temporary time so that we can get your body back to a level of health that not only are you seeing results, you're feeling results, and you're motivated to stay on this path of lifetime health and wellness. The third pillar is the fitness. Okay, we've absolutely got to get you to exercise. That's what causes the lymphatic system to pump, flushes out all the bad junk out of your body. You got to get sweating. It doesn't mean you got to be an elite level CrossFit athlete, guys. I'm not asking you to do that. I am asking you, though, that we're going to find activities and exercises that are right for you, that you enjoy doing. And we're going to combine that with the next pillar, which is the hormones. We've got to understand why your body's storing all this fat, even if you're not eating many calories or you're not exercising. A lot of people's hormones are way out of whack and out of balance. And no matter how much, and many of you have tried this before, how much whole foods you eat, you're not losing the weight because your hormones are off. Maybe there's some underlying toxic issues that we've got to detoxify from that as well. Maybe there's some molds or some parasitic infections. A lot of different things. But the point is, we've got to focus on that pillar as well so we can get your body back into balance and then everything flows smoothly. And then the last and final pillar, the most important of all, is the mentoring. It's the accountability. Everyone you know in life that's super successful however you define that, whether that's a spiritual leader, whether that's a CEO of a business, whether that's a mom of 3 kids that's in shape and healthy. Everybody has a mentor. Everybody has a coach. Elite level athletes have multiple coaches. Tony Robbins has his own coaches, and he coaches other people. We all have coaches. I have coaches myself, not only for technique, but for practicing clinical wise and for mentoring people. I have all kinds of coaches, and we're going to be there with you every step of the way. And it's absolutely necessary, because everyone that's ever been on our programs is no different than you, in that we've got a lot of obstacles that we have to overcome, and we're all different. We're not trying to compare. You have 3 kids, and Jason over here only has 1 kid, so it's way more easier than for Jason. No, we all have our different struggles and obstacles. Myself, my coaches, our team is going to help you get through those obstacles. That's why mentoring is so important, because if you have a good blueprint and framework of how to deal with these issues when they come up, and you don't have to spend all this time thinking about it, you just know exactly what to do, and we're here to help hold your hand along the way, then you're going to be successful. Okay? Success isn't an overnight thing. It's absolutely not a quick fix, as you've seen me talk about already. Now, hopefully that's given you some clarity on how we build our programs, how we've been able to have such phenomenal success with patients. Now's the opportunity for you to take the action and make some change. The chance is right now. We're not going to have another opportunity. We're only as young as we ever are right now. And the longer we delay these health crises, these health issues, are they going to get better, or are they going to get worse? They just get worse, and it gets more and more expensive to try and reverse those things, and it takes more and more time. So I'm excited to jump on this complete wellness evaluation with you. Make sure to show up on time, finish all the paperwork, and get that over to us, and then come with a positive attitude. Your spouse needs to be there, and if you don't have a spouse or a partner, bring somebody that can help keep you accountable, that can help keep you in check, that's going to call you up, not call you out, call you up when the time is necessary for you to stay committed to the plan, stay committed to the program. All right, I look forward to seeing you. We'll see you soon.